Explosions light up the sky over Tehran. The roar of engines and blinding flashes break the silence of the night. Across the world, television screens flash a single urgent headline: U.S. bombers strike Iran. It is a scene no one ever hoped to see. News anchors speak in tense, hurried voices. Sirens wail in the background. The air is thick with fear and uncertainty. Major networks scramble to provide updates. Social media pulses with rumors, panic, and live streams from the ground. In Washington, the president gathers top advisors in the Situation Room. In Tehran, emergency meetings take place deep below ground. Every second feels historic and dangerous. The world holds its breath. Oil prices spike within minutes. Stock markets around the globe drop. Borders in the Middle East seal tight. Every government watches, worried that this may be the spark of something much bigger. What began as a distant conflict is now the world's headline. But what do these bombers mean? Why is their use so rare and alarming? And what could come next for Iran, America, and the world? On the streets of Tehran, chaos reigns. People rush for shelter, clutching loved ones as sirens echo through the city. Air raid alerts flash on phones and radios. Hospitals prepare for mass casualties. Schools and public buildings become emergency shelters. Iran's leaders call for calm, but fear spreads quickly. Military convoys speed through the city, heading to key sites. Anti-aircraft guns fire into the sky, searching for shadows of U.S. bombers. The government promises a swift and strong response. Yet, many citizens feel powerless, caught in the middle of a sudden, violent crisis. Around the globe, governments hold emergency meetings. Allies reach out to Washington and Tehran, urging restraint. Oil-producing nations brace for price shocks. The United Nations calls for an immediate ceasefire. In Moscow and Beijing, leaders weigh their strategic options. Could this spark a wider war? Panic and uncertainty ripple across world markets. Airlines reroute flights away from Iran and the Persian Gulf. Refugees gather at borders, fearing what could come next. The world is watching, but no one knows where this crisis will lead. The United States has sent its most powerful bombers into action. The B-1B Lancer, B-2 Spirit, and B-52 Stratofortress are not ordinary planes. Each has a unique history, nickname, and deadly purpose. Their appearance together signals a mission of rare seriousness. The B-1B, known as the Bone, is sleek and fast. It can fly at supersonic speeds and carry a huge load of bombs. Since the 1980s, it has been a backbone of U.S. air power, flying low to avoid radar and strike deep into enemy territory. The B-2 Spirit is the stealth bomber. Its bat-like shape makes it nearly invisible to radar. First flown in the 1990s, the B-2 can slip through some of the world's toughest defenses. It is the only bomber able to deliver both conventional and nuclear weapons without being easily detected. The B-52 Stratofortress is a legend. Called the Buff, big, ugly, fat fellow, it has flown since the 1950s. It is slow, but can stay in the air for hours and drop more bombs than any other plane. Its mere presence is meant to intimidate. Together, these bombers form a strike force unlike anything else in the world. Sending all three bombers is not just about firepower, it is a message. When the US brings out the B-1B, B-2, and B-52 at once, it signals maximum readiness and resolve. This is very rare. Usually only one or two types are used in missions or exercises. All three together means the stakes are sky high. Their combination covers every possibility. The B-2 can sneak past defenses to hit the most protected targets. The B-1B can race in for fast, heavy strikes. The B-52 can launch waves of missiles from far away. This mix makes it nearly impossible for any country, even Iran, to defend all its key sites at once. To allies and enemies, this show of force says the US is ready for any response. It also tells Iran's military that hiding is not safe. Every bunker, base, and factory is at risk. For the rest of the world, it is a warning that things have reached a breaking point. To make this move, the US must be sure. It is expensive, dangerous, and hard to reverse. The order would only come if peaceful options had failed or time had run out. Normally these bombers fly practice missions. They train over deserts and oceans, testing routes and weapons. Pilots rehearse every detail, from takeoff to bombing runs to safe returns. These drills are meant to show strength, not to start a war. They remind enemies that the United States is always ready. But, real combat is different. In practice, targets are fake. In war, every mistake can cost lives. Pilots must dodge real missiles, not just signals on a radar screen. Bombs are live, and the enemy fights back. The line between training and war is thin, but the consequences are worlds apart. When the command comes to switch from exercise to attack, everything changes. Communications go silent. The rules of engagement turn deadly serious. Every movement is watched by satellites, drones, and spies. There is no room for error. The whole world takes notice. This shift, from drills to real strikes, means that all diplomatic efforts have broken down. It is a step that cannot be easily undone. For weeks, diplomats have tried to calm tensions. Talks have failed, and threats have grown sharper. Sanctions, warnings, and back-channel messages have not stopped the crisis. As the bombers take off, it is clear that words have run out. For both the United States and Iran, this is a high-stakes gamble. America shows it is willing to use overwhelming power. Iran must decide whether to fight back or seek a way out. Each side risks not just soldiers, but civilians, economies, and reputations. The move from deterrence to attack is always a last resort. It means leaders believe that waiting is more dangerous than acting. Once bombs fall, it is hard to control what happens next. Allies and enemies alike may be dragged into the conflict. This moment will be studied for years. It proves that for now, peace has failed. The risks are high for everyone involved. Iran is a vast country, but some targets matter more than others. United States planners will focus on places that shape Iran's power and strategy. Command centers are top targets. They control the military's response. Taking them out would cause confusion and slow down any counterattack. Missile sites are another goal. Iran's missiles threaten United States bases, allies, and ships across the region. Destroying them would protect American forces and limit Iran's reach. Drone factories are also key. Iran's drones have attacked ships, oil plants, and even cities in the Middle East. Navy boats in the Persian Gulf could be hit to stop Iran from blocking shipping lanes. This would keep oil flowing and prevent a wider crisis. Finally, Iran's nuclear facilities may be targeted. These sites are heavily defended, but striking them would send a strong message, one that carries big risks. Every target is chosen for its impact. The goal is to shock Iran's leadership and reduce its ability to retaliate. But no plan survives first contact with the enemy. The B-2 Spirit leads the way. Its stealth lets it slip inside Iranian airspace. Undetected, it strikes the most protected targets, bunkers, nuclear sites, and deep command posts. With GPS-guided bombs, the B-2 can destroy hardened structures with pinpoint accuracy. The B-1B Lancer follows, racing at low altitude to avoid radar. Its speed and heavy bomb load make it perfect for hitting missile batteries and airfields. The B-1B can drop dozens of smart bombs in a single pass, overwhelming defenses before they can react. The B-52 stays at a safer distance. It launches cruise missiles from beyond Iran's reach. These missiles fly low and fast, striking factories, navy ships, and surface-to-air missile sites. The B-52's endurance means it can stay on station for hours, ready to hit targets of opportunity. Together, these bombers work in waves. The first strikes aim to confuse and blind Iran's defenses. Later attacks follow up, hitting anything left standing. The plan is to paralyze Iran's military in the first hours, before it can strike back. So far, there is no proof that these attacks are real. News feeds show chaos, but facts are scarce. Military analysts watch for signs: a sudden blackout in Iran, satellite images of burning bases, or oil tankers changing course. The world waits for hard evidence. Oil prices climb on rumors alone. Traders know that any real strike will cause a shock. Airlines cancel flights, worried about missiles or stray bombs. The price of gold rises as investors seek safety. Governments demand proof, but get only brief statements or blurry images. If the bombing goes ahead, the consequences could be huge. Iran might launch missiles at United States bases, or unleash its allies in Iraq, Lebanon, or Yemen. Tanker attacks could spike oil prices higher. Regional war could draw in Israel, Saudi Arabia, and even Russia. The world faces a turning point. Is it ready for the storm that could follow? The next hours and days will decide the answer.